Just like you said you never whooped us.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. One time you told me that you never whooped us, and I remember one time.
No, I definitely whooped you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're answering the questions you didn't even know you had.
Right. Let's begin, shall we? What up, kinfolk? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the family Q&A -1.
Oh well.
Who doesn't want to be in the video? Womp womp. He'll get his later. Just kidding. Sort of.
So, Prince Obi.
Oh, and Obi. We forgot about Obi.
Yeah,
Obi's
don't
here.
forget Obi. Prince Obers.
First question, Obi. How much do you hate wearing these clothes that our mother puts you in?
Oh, look at how cute.
I feel worse for BB.
Yeah, the cat's got
so
clothes
cute.
too.
His
She doesn't
little
like
hands.
it.
Inhumane.
Yeah. Oh, stop it.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Question number 1 from Shanna. Question is for Mom. Please excuse me if this is too personal. Seeing how well Shanna is doing with antidepressants and therapy, are you willing to take another bite at that apple? Because I remember when I was in high school and because you said you had been on them before and they made you worse, because I told them that I was afraid of antidepressants because of the negative effects, but,
Yeah, but I didn't
over
take it.
time... Oh, you didn't?
I didn't. No. The pills, I guess, were, yeah, they're labeled antidepressants, but that's not why I was taking them. They gave them to me because I had ulcers.
Oh.
So, you know, they
My
always
bad.
say that ulcers are caused by stress. So
Oh, yeah.
it was to, like, I guess, calm me down, or basically they try to drug you into oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't struggle with depression like I had.
I
Like,
did
it's-
when I was younger, though.
Oh.
Even though I didn't take them for that purpose, but I did have a lot of depression as a young person. It wasn't until I came to know the Lord that it went away. The Lord took that away.
From Amy Lewis, what do you mean by...
Oh, yes.
What do you mean by you feel amazing? This is not a crack. I've never felt amazing, and it is my goal. I always say I feel amazing because I think because I've struggled so much in the past, and now I'm at a point to where I actually finally feel joyful that, I don't know, I just try to celebrate it. So, I mean, I feel like saying those things to yourself, especially in the morning for me, sometimes I do pep talk myself, but a lot of times if I say I'm really feeling amazing, it's because I really, really am, and I'm just really excited that I am, because I've spent so many days not being feeling amazing that I like to just celebrate it. From Shamika Williams, how often do you guys get to meet either your mom's or dad's side of the family? Are you all close to your aunts and uncles?
Ooh. Wow. Well, we were closer with our mom's side of the family for most of our upbringing, and then I think all of us got a chance to meet our dad's side of the family later, but because they live further away, it's harder to really maintain any contact with them. But I mean, I remember going down and meeting them once when I was really little, before you guys were even born, I think, and then, you know, you guys got a chance to meet them again later. But the wonderful part about it was that no matter how much time had passed or how much distance there was, they were really awesome to hang around with. You know, it felt like family right off the bat. At least for me.
It did. But I think it's harder for me, because I don't like talking on the phone. I don't know, it's more challenging for me to maintain relationships. So I think that because we didn't grow up with them, then I think it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit more difficult for me to, like, open up and maintain that relationship. That's just for me.
Oh, the opening up part is easy. It's the maintaining. That's the hard part. I open up with any damn body.
No, you do. That's true. Now, with Mom's side, though, we have an aunt who
is estranged from the family, shall we say?
Pretty much estranged from the family. I would say she's that family member that causes a lot of drama, and it just got to a point to where it was just too exhausting. And
well, it was downright unhealthy. It was toxic.
Mm-hmm.
you know, not just exhausting. It was exhausting, but toxic.
It was very toxic. From Lene Harris, what is your fondest childhood memory? Who was spoiled by your parents? Oh, we'll start with one. What is your fondest childhood memory? What is your fondest childhood memory?
I had a lot of fond childhood memories. I enjoyed my childhood. I enjoyed high school. I enjoyed life in general. So I have a hard time really pinpointing any one thing.
You have no highlights?
I mean, there were a lot of highlights. I mean, there were times when like the whole family got together to come and see me play Little League or whatever. There were times when, you know, the whole family got together and came to see a play that I was in or something. You know, like those were fun for me personally because it was like I felt like I was doing something that everybody could be excited about, and I was like sharing that with everybody. And you know, I liked going and I liked going and seeing, you know, Jason play basketball when he was playing basketball.
I played too.
Yeah, I know you played too. I was gonna say, but holidays were always a huge high point, just because it was always a lot of fun. Everyone got together and you know,
Penny poker.
Yeah, we played poker.
My mom.
Penny Ante poker, bingo,
My mom.
all kinds of
We
board
actually
games.
sang Christmas carols around the table.
We did do that for a long time.
Yeah.
That was
Which
a lot
is
of fun.
why holidays are so challenging for me now. Even though I know you gotta start your own new traditions, blah, 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 blah. But it's really, I don't know, for me, I have a really hard time
This
with
year
it.
is better, don't you think?
I mean, we're celebrating our Christmas this weekend, but it's January 6th. What is the day?
So what?
Which I feel like was good. But I mean, on Christmas Day, I was
doesn't-
very emotional. Like, it was still emotional for me. Like, I don't know what it is about that and Easter. I mean, it was really, really hard for me on those days. But yeah, those are good memories. 4th of July was always one of my favorites. I don't know why. But because Grandma used to, like, we would stay the night at her house, and then she would sit on the roof or the hood of the car with us and watch the fireworks with us. And then we go to Walgreens.
Always Walgreens.
Always Walgreens.
We would go to, we had,
Bell Family Holidays brought to you by Walgreens.
I mean, we literally probably celebrated St. Patrick's Day.
We
And
did.
we were not even Irish.
Yeah.
But we always went to, first it was, from what I can remember, first it was Chi-Chi's.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then we would go there for every single
Every
holiday.
single
Then
holiday.
it was Bennigan's.
No,
Bennigan's.
not Christmas.
No.
But not Christmas.
No, we
yeah.
never went anywhere for Christmas
Or
or
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
But literally every holiday we got together. Every holiday.
Yep.
So it was
Yeah.
Chi-Chi's, then Bennigan's.
Bennigan's and then Country Buffet.
Cold
And then Country Buffet, which was the best one, and that one lasted the longest. And she would want to go to that for every single holiday for years.
Everything,
It was so great, though.
It was consistent.
It was consistent.
It was always good joke material too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Well, it was especially weird because I think like our grandma was kind of the prime mover of the family engine, and
Oh, she's the matriarch.
she
was.
she was, and she had this sort of like pseudo glamorous thing
Right,
going on,
yeah.
like she was always kind of like balling on a budget. You know what I'm saying? Like
She made all of her clothes. She
Yeah.
She had like different color, every color of the exact same outfit.
yeah,
She would make her pearl jewelry.
Yep.
It take her 3 weeks to match the purse to her outfit and her shoes to
Yes.
her
And she
outfit.
had
She had to be
at least
perfect.
100 pairs of shoes.
Oh God.
probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they were all exactly the same.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
They
all
weren't?
exactly the same. No.
Oh, not the shoes, but the outfits.
outfit. No,
she
she
would
was-
mass produce these
she-
outfits, and she was the monochrome queen, like
Yes.
head to toe. If it
Monochromatic,
was
all
red,
one color.
red
had to
necklace,
be.
red top, red pants, red shoes, red bag,
Yeah,
everything.
Super
That was
classy,
her.
though.
Yeah, but she was classy, but sort of
Very
like,
classy.
like I said, pseudo classy. Like I said,
Yeah.
balling on a budget.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think because she was Polish, of you know, her ethnicity was Polish. I think she was always trying to like rise above her like West Side Polish origins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
She was a Chi-Town girl.
be
for sure.
glitzy and glamorous and
Yeah,
stuff like
she
that.
was definitely a city chick.
So Chi-Chi's was the family food spot for a long time. Then it was the Bennigan's. And then I always
Was
thought
there
it was
another
really
one?
funny. No, then I thought it was really funny that we ended up Old Country buffeting all the time.
And that was
Doesn't
she
seem-
loved it.
She
It was her
did.
favorite thing because she could just
Yeah.
choose whatever she wanted. Everybody could get whatever they wanted.
You could eat
There
as
was-
much as you want.
Yeah, and the other thing was that you guys, you and Jason, because you were still little, you could go up there and pick things and, with supervision, of course. She always thought that was cool that you could do that.
Let us be a little independent.
Yeah, and there was always chocolate vanilla swirl ice cream
And
cones.
And the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
The cinnamon roll. Okay, so next question. Who was spoiled by your parents? I don't think... Only by...
Shut up.
Only by dad.
Shut
maybe.
up.
Yeah, don't even go
Shut
there.
up.
Maybe
Yeah.
by dad. You didn't spoil me. You treated us equally.
Oh, you got a little bit of favor because I waited so long to get to have a girl.
Sure.
See, Obi understands.
Yeah.
And
fine.
when I had a girl, finally, I was like, oh my God, no more action figures. No more cars. No more action figures. No more superheroes.
Comic books, yeah. No, fair enough.
And we got to do all the girly things. So that was
Yeah.
fun.
And look, here's the thing. Nobody
So
blames
yeah,
you for
you
it.
did
I
get
know.
spoiled.
You know what's funny? Everybody went out of their way to treat all of us the same. Like
Yeah,
grandma
that's
and
absolutely
grandpa,
true,
like
yeah.
if they were gonna
Oh my gosh, Grandma used to count. Like she did
Yeah.
that with us, my sister and I. Count every piece of candy,
Aw.
every cookie, everything had
Yep.
to be exactly.
Yep.
That's respectable.
no favoritism. And like if it was a holiday and there were gifts involved, you either got the identical gift or the equivalent gift, or if there was just cash in the card, everybody got the
That's the
same amount of
same.
cash in the card.
Yeah.
But regardless of the family equanimity policy, you definitely got spoiled, whether you care to believe it or not.
Oh, she knows it.
Yeah.
She
I don't
doesn't-
think I do.
She doesn't want to admit
I don't
it.
think I do.
She
I mean, I
knows.
never really realized. I mean, I wasn't really... I always felt like... I don't know. My childhood was... I mean, I feel like it was kind of a blur.
I mean, even just daily living. Like, did Jason and Jimmy have tea parties with their friends over? They did other things, but like Jason.
Dad, we used to
go
take him
shop-
to the park all the time.
Yeah, but you went too.
Yeah, but it was...
Because you were a
different.
tomboy, so you got in on all of theirs and
your own
yours.
stuff.
I mean, they were more than welcome to join the tea party.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
No, but you had you and Jackie used to.
But also because you were friends with Karen. So then they were over all the time because...
Well, the boys were over too.
Yeah, they were. Garrett and Bennett.
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily...
I know.
Here's the
Like-
thing. The bottom line is you were the baby
Yes.
and you were a girl.
Yeah.
And
oh,
so
boy.
you might not have gotten... You might not have received more physical things or even time, but it was just the fact that, like, everybody was like, oh, your hair, oh, you're cute, let me put earrings on you, let me dress you up. I mean, like, they weren't doing that with us.
Well, they did with Jay when they
A
were
little bit.
babies. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere with them. Where everybody always thought they were twins.
Yeah.
Number
True.
one, and Jason was so pudgy. It's
Yeah,
hard to
he was
believe.
so cute.
Both of them were so pudgy. I mean, everybody was always wanting to like pinch your little legs. Yeah, they had these chubby little legs. They were so adorable. And people used to stop us everywhere. Like, remember, even when we went to North Carolina, like, this woman came up to us. We were having lunch, and she said, I just have to tell you, you have the most beautiful family. It was so sweet. And plus, you were always well-behaved, too, so...
What happened?
He's joking. Now, what's the craziest thing either of you have ever done?
Craziest thing. Me?
She's trying to act like she doesn't have any
No,
crazy.
somebody else better take that one, because what's crazy?
I
What do
mean, you know...
What do I do that's crazy?
But I'm like just in your life in general, like ever.
Ever. I would say...
Oh,
Have a
you
kid
know,
when you were
so-
18? How about
Well,
that one?
yeah, that...
That's pretty crazy by today's standards.
Good point.
Yes, I was a child, yeah. A baby having a baby,
Mhm.
yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
Oh, I was just going to say when I was a teenager, like, of course, 18 is still a teenager, but I mean, like, a younger teenager, because by that time, you know, I got pregnant when I was 17 and had you at 18. So the previous years would be the younger teenagers. You know, the craziest thing I ever did was, you know, I used to skate all the time, and I was the big disco roller queen.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then she used to drag me along. Put me in little suits and little suits and big floral shirts with wide collars, and
so funny.
Go to the roller rink, and I'd be out there.
That's hilarious. And then for
Big
a long
wheeling.
time, and for a long time we didn't. But then she went through another phase where we would go to the Rainbow Rink. Those of you who are from Chicago, the Rainbow was the spot.
Yeah.
And we would go there all the time.
Best birthday parties ever.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was awesome. And then until someone got shot. And then they brought him inside. And my dad was like, nope.
Yeah.
No more. And we haven't gone back since.
Oh, sadness on Clark Street. I guess the first thing that I think of when people ask me about crazy things is, of course, just skydiving. I mean, because
that's true.
that's something that I never wanted to do. I never would have thought to do. I have tremendous acrophobia. Just going upstairs, looking over stairwell ledges or rooftop ledges. I mean, look, I had a friend who passed away falling off a balcony.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I have a lot of anxiety about heights, but a friend of mine skydives every year on his birthday.
Oh, wow.
And he invited me to skydive on his birthday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to confront this fear, and I can't think of any better way to do it because, you know, even though it is crazy, statistically speaking, it's pretty safe. And there's no better way to confront something like that, I think, than like with scientifically proven technology that works. You know what I mean? Like, they've been using parachutes for a long time. So anyway, I went, got up in the plane, did everything wrong, spun out of the plane. Like, you know, it was a crazy, awesome experience. So there you go. There's my crazy thing story.
I feel like the craziest thing that I've ever done.
Is this you running around Chicago in middle school?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You don't know these stories, do you?
I think I've told you before.
I love it.
So, oh my gosh. So I had this friend, right? And we were best friends. And in middle school, I mean, we grew up. So she had 5 older sisters. So we were like always, you know, talking with them, hanging out with them, and all those things. So we were, I don't know, we got curious. So this is like 6th grade, 7th grade. I don't remember, whatever. It was young, at least 6th grade.
Too young.
And
6th grade?
We used to call these party lines. So right now they have like online dating, but back then they had like these party lines. So it would be like, you call on, you know, the landline.
1-900 guys.
Pretty much. And it's like, so then you create your profile. So you go, hey, my name is Shantae, and I'm 5'6" and 120 pounds. And if you're interested, hit me up. And then you can
Shantae!
that was the name I always used.
Oh, Lord.
So then,
that's good.
You would scroll through and listen to the guys' profiles, and then if you hear somebody, which obviously you don't really know what they're gonna look like, but you like hear their voice and you're like, oh, he sounds so cute, and then you like hit 1 if you want to connect. So then we would end up like talking to these guys just for fun. It was just totally funny. And then there were a couple times where I think she actually, I don't remember how it happened. She actually met someone on there, and then he was like real cool, and they were like talking. So then we ended up taking the train. We did this quite a few times. We took the train. We walked from Evanston into the city. Like at the time it was the jungle, and we walked to Howard Street, and we would get on the train, and we would take the train. Like I think the farthest we went was Jackson.
It's downtown.
Oh my God.
Straight up downtown.
And then we would like go to the movies.
With strangers. with strange
But they were
boys.
teenagers. So
But you don't know,
never.
it could have been a grown ass man.
What I want to know is when did all this happen?
When you were at work.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
You see what I mean?
You didn't want to know this.
I talked
But I never I was never promiscuous. I was never out there. It was just funny. And there was one time where we were this was stupid.
So much stress.
This was in high school. This is after my boyfriend cheated on me, and I was just like, everybody.
Well, see, now high school is another story because
But-
I had to leave my job. That's
keep
why
track of you.
I left my job to get a job closer to home just because of you two in high school.
Anyway,
Anyway,
but we were
the
babysitting.
job of my dreams, by the way.
We were babysitting, and we met someone on there whose voice sounded so cute, and we invited him over.
Oh my God!
I know, and he looked like an unwrapped mummy. So it was hilarious. He literally.
Wow.
He literally looked like. So he brought a friend, and his friend looked really greasy. And I remember the little kid we were babysitting. It was her sister's daughter, and she was like, "Why does he look so greasy?" She's like,
Wow. From the
to
mouths
his
of
face.
babes.
It was so funny, but it ended up being cool. But it was just so stupid.
Oh my God!
so
How dangerous!
Stupid.
That's how people die.
No joke. No
Yeah.
joke.
That's how people
That's
die.
why, now I'm way more radical when it comes to safety, because it's people think their kids don't do stuff, and I don't have to have kids to know what kids are thinking and the stupid crap that they're doing.
I never thought
Your
like
kid
that.
is fully capable, whether you think they're a good kid or not. I wasn't a bad kid, but I did some dumb stuff.
Yep.
Man, so that's mine.
There you go.
I never did stuff like that. The most radical thing, and probably that I ever did, was go out with your dad.
Sure.
Honestly.
Yeah, he was a few years older than you, and you were 17,
Well, no,
right?
he was black.
I thought.
No. I'm
I thought
talking
you meant
about
my
Jimmy's
father.
Dad.
Oh, Jimmy's dad. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, that was radical
Yeah, I
too.
would say. Yeah, you want to talk about crazy? That would
Yeah.
probably be the craziest.
At that time.
1978
time-
Chicago.
At that time,
yeah.
that was like pioneering.
True.
I was a pioneer.
You were a trailblazer, Mama.
Yes. Yeah.
And the last question she asked was, who's your celebrity crush? I don't have one.
Celebrity crush.
That's so weird.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have celebrity
well.
crushes. I don't have one.
It's right here.
She got
That's
a
right.
boo.
Celebrity truck driver. I don't know. You know, it's funny because I think,
crush. I never was a groupie.
I've never been a groupie either.
and I think because
I've had crushes before.
I've been in and around the entertainment industry, since I was in college.
Obi.
Yeah, he's a
I have
crush.
a crush on Prince Obi.
Put him down. That's indecent.
All right.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Prince Obi.
Yeah, I've just never really had many celebrity crushes. I mean, I guess I always thought Drew Barrymore was cute.
Really?
Yeah, as a kid, I thought she was cute, like in E.T., even though she was like younger than I was at that time. But I was like, oh, she was really cute. And then when she got older, and I was like, wow, she turned into this smoking hot babe.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. And she's talented, and she's
talented.
she's charming, and I don't know, she just always seemed like a cool person. So that, and then I guess when I think back to like my youth.
That's different.
That's
You
way
always
different.
have a celebrity
Yeah,
crush
I mean
when
when I think about growing up, my two celebrity crushes. Wow, I hadn't thought about that until now. Mary Lou Henner from Taxi,
Are you for
Really?
real?
Oh, I used to love that show.
funny redhead, and then Lonnie Anderson from WKRP in Cincinnati.
A lot of
Okay.
people had a crush
The
on her.
busty blonde straight woman. She was like Gracie Allen with a rack.
I remember when I was really young, and I mean like 5th grade, kind of young.
Yeah.
I think when I was in 6th grade, we went to see Herman's Hermits.
What's that?
It's a group.
You've never heard of Herman's Hermits?
And I put their, so then once you see them in person when you're a kid, and we had good seats too. So then I had their poster on my wall. And the one I really had a crush on as a kid was Desi Arnaz Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
can
thought
see
he was
that.
so
I
hot.
used to love him.
And I had his picture on my wall. That's the only pictures I ever had on my walls, ever.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
As an adult, I haven't had a celebrity crush because I just don't get starstruck. But as a kid, I would say, when I was really, really young, I used to have a crush on the guy from Silver Spoons.
Ricky Schroeder
Ricky
or
Schroeder.
Alfonso Ribeiro?
I was into white boys when I was young. I was. So I liked Ricky Schroeder. I thought he was so cute. And Zach Morris.
Oh, wow.
I used to journal about Zach.
Journaled about it.
I journaled about
Jeepers.
Zach Morris.
Wow.
I loved Zach Morris. Then when I got a little bit older, then Romeo from Immature. I had Immature on my wall poster.
Wow, that's funny.
I love you guys. Remember? Oh, some of you might not remember. Some of you are young, but some of you are my age. And Romeo, Batman, and LDB, you know. Then then it was Genuine.
She loves
Back in
her
his,
some Genuine.
I love Genuine. Now he's questionable, but he was really cute back then. And then I don't know. I think that pretty much sums it up for that. I don't remember. I don't know if later on I had crushes or not, but those are my, This is from Jenny. What were your differences as children, sisters, and brothers? So this question is for
us.
you.
I don't understand.
So in raising us, for example, what were the...
from my childhood to your childhood?
No, I'd
No,
say between the three of us, what were
the differences
difficulties?
between
Yeah,
you.
like you had to approach each of us
From my
differently, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, I mean, everybody's dramatically different.
Dramatically?
Well, yeah, especially you. Well, you're the dramatically.
But dumb.
I would say, well, first of all, there's 9 years between you and him.
Yep.
So,
Jason's sitting over there, by the way.
yeah, sorry. And, I think raising you all those years alone was easier because you didn't have anybody to fight with.
Sure.
So you were just always the entertainer, and it's a known fact that only children are always more mature than
Sure. More independent. You have to become more
well, you're
independent.
hanging out with adults,
Right, a lot.
So you're more, you're listening to adult words, and you're, in our case, not profanity, and then I think out of the three of you, you and I probably have the most in common in terms of interests and things. So,
Sure.
That made it all easier. But then when Jason showed up, it was still okay, But then when she was born, they were like joined at the hip.
Right.
They wouldn't even go to the bathroom without each other.
Right.
They would not go to the
Yeah.
bathroom without each other. But at the same time, they were constantly fighting, just fighting. Then, then the three of you would start fighting. And of course, that's not differences. It's just differences in raising you. As far as the difference, individual differences between you, I don't know. You
Just different people.
You were always, you were just more mature. Obviously, you were so much older than them at this point.
Right.
More mature.
She's talking about Jimmy.
And you like to do more. I think you had more interests. Jason.
You still do.
Jason came out of the womb taking wheels off of cars.
It's true.
He did. You give him by him a truck, and the first thing he did wasn't play with the truck. It was take off the wheels.
Yeah.
The wheels had to come off.
Yeah.
And then, but he had great aptitude for, like I was telling Steve this story about at Christmas when Grandma and Grandpa bought you that thing, and that one, I don't even remember what it was. Was it like a robot thing or something? And Grandpa and Landis are bending over the table, studying these instructions intently. and Jason's behind him on the floor, already got it together. So, you know, he always had that kind of aptitude. And then later when he got into middle school and started getting into computers and stuff, you know, he was the computer person. But he was the hardest to raise, I think. Well, both of you were difficult in that you were always fighting. Like vicious.
She's talking about me and Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, vicious fighting. Like you. This one.
You get mean, yeah.
Ooh,
You get really
vicious.
mean.
I think
He's
it's
still got a
Jason.
scar. He's got a scar on his arm.
Jason was swinging me too.
Yeah.
So don't
He gave
think
me
that.
this.
No, I'm not saying
And then
anybody's.
she got mad at me because I hit you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did.
He hit me.
Yeah.
You gave me a permanent scar.
You gave him you scarred his
But how do
arm
you know who started that?
with a knife.
You
Was
did.
Was it a
Huh.
knife?
No, it was with a fake fern.
Oh
With a
God!
fake
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. It was
It's
the
because
the
That was in
metal
high
end of the
school.
Yeah.
I
plant.
got a job and I bought a PlayStation and I was so happy and I was playing it on my TV in the living room, but you and Natasha wanted to watch TV in the living room, not in your room where you had a TV and I did not. And so
Where you
got
had
in
a
my
TV
face.
Which
and he did
the room
not.
was literally, we had to share a room, and it was, there are bookcases in the middle. Imagine a regular.
It was partitioned.
Yeah, as a partition, so we could each have our own space.
Because that's all
It was
I
like-
could afford.
Yeah.
Right, but it was like 100 square feet. So, like, watching TV with my friend in a 100 square feet room.
It was like
That's
a
not
bed
fun.
and a partition and a bed.
Literally.
Like, in the room.
Literally. So,
I wanted to play my brand new PlayStation that I bought with my money on my TV.
Well,
And you weren't
anyway.
happy.
you didn't want to participate
You guys,
in this
you guys
Q&A.
were real.
So,
You guys were really difficult in that regard. And then
High school was the hardest.
High school was horrible for me because this one, oh my God. Well, school with him was just like a nightmare.
Jason, not Jimmy.
And it wasn't his fault even, really. I mean, I can't blame him.
I mean, it wasn't his fault, but it wasn't not his fault.
No,
Well,
it wasn't my fault. I stick to that shit.
he participated in
My SATs were
escalating
fan-fucking-tastic.
escalating
I
the
went to
problems.
ETHS in all honors classes.
But
Why don't you come join the party?
you know, he just didn't want to. I mean, it was the school's fault. In middle school,
Yeah.
it was the school's fault. In high school,
High
it
school wasn't
started
their fault,
out to be their fault, but then, you know, you got this major chip on your shoulder and, you know, turned rebellious, and then everybody's life was really kind of turned upside down.
Yep.
Yes.
You didn't do yourself any favors or anybody else. for that matter.
Anybody, you know, it was a hard time, and I mean, I
But
don't
no one
blame him.
blamed you. Yeah.
It was a tough time for him. But I mean, and you, well, I mean, obviously you were into things that I had no idea. about. My God! But I mean, as far as raising you, though, I had a lot of fun. You know, like when you were little, and we would go shopping and go to lunch, and you didn't want to go to school because you wanted to go to.
I hated school.
Like you wanted to go shopping,
Which
with
I
me.
understand why. Because I had social anxiety really bad. Which makes sense now. Mia Dub. Congrats, Jimmy, on landing the role in Empire. How
Thanks.
long had Jimmy been acting? What other roles
Since he was 2.
or extras has he been in? For how long, and what he plans to do with it in the future?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, he had some Oscar-winning roles in school.
Thanks, Mom.
Coming home with
Right.
all of his fabricated stories and acting them out, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's asking that question, though. Mother, are they? Let's stick to the questions that the subscribers have asked.
It's part of your acting career.
Officially, I've been acting. You know, I did some plays in middle school and grade school, but then in high school, I really found that theater was a place that you could actually legitimately do work and learn stuff and find opportunities for lifelong careers and stuff.
And he got his first standing ovation from his very first performance.
Really? Where was that?
In high school.
Really?
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my God, I was in tears.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's sweet.
Your very first play ever.
Wow. Okay. Well, what do you
I
know?
do remember going to those shows.
Yeah, they were
I
fun. It
enjoyed
was fun.
it.
So in any case, I did that in high school. Decided I wanted to do it in college. Went to Columbia College. Ran out of money. Had to start working, which was convenient though because at Columbia you're meeting people in the industry that you're studying, and so I was able to, in addition to, of course, working in cafes and restaurants and hustling to make a buck. I met people and started doing plays, and then ultimately I got an agent, and I was able to get some little parts in commercials and teeny tiny parts in movies and things. And so I've been a SAG actor for 20 years now, actually.
Oh my god, I remember when.
And
you
in fact,
first
you
started.
can go on IMDb and you can see all of my credits
So
there.
cool.
Instead of me boring you with
Yeah.
telling you all of it now, just go to IMDb. And James Anthony Zocoli, like broccoli with a Z. That's me. In any case, so Empire, I auditioned for through my agency. I got the gig after having actually auditioned for a number of parts over the seasons, and got the great honor to work with Felicia Rashad and
Awesome.
be a bungling security guard, bodyguard dude. It was great. It was great. It was a lot of long days, and it was just a ton of fun. Cool people, great set, great experience. Now I'm just, whatever.
And somebody asked too, because I remember looking at it. Someone asked what it was like to be on the role or be on the Empire set. So I'll just go ahead and ask that now
Okay.
since you're already talking about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a great set, great people. Everyone was very welcoming. Kind of like when we were talking about celebrity crushes and all that stuff, a lot of the kids at the high school where I worked, they were like, "Did you get to meet Taraji?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, "I said hi." That was it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't walk on a set as a professional
Right.
actor and talk to other professional actors like you're a fan,
Right.
even though you might be a fan, and you might eventually get a chance to have a conversation about that, but you don't lead off with that, and you certainly don't make that the priority because you're trying to do your job. So anyway, so the kids were like, "What was it like?" And I was like, "I stood where they told me to stand. I learned the words I was supposed to say, and I said them when they asked me to say them." That's how it goes. Ultimately, though, there were a couple of really cool parts about it that I'll go through real quick. I don't even know if I told you guys this. So at one point, because in the scene, it's this big ballroom scene, and there's an orchestra, and there's like 300 extras and all this stuff, and there's a huge crane in the ballroom, and they kept having to reset the crane and stuff. And while they're resetting, like, everybody's really quiet. And, you don't, like, because as soon as you start talking, like, an assistant director is going to, especially to the extras, if you've ever been an extra, they treat those people like cattle. I've been an extra plenty of times, and it's hard, man. It's really hard. I have so much empathy for those people, but as soon as they start talking, they're like, "Quiet, please!" So anyway, so you have to, like, so the principal actors have to do things to make people feel comfortable. Like when I did Chicago Fire and we were doing the train scene, there were all these extras on the train, and they didn't have any craft services. That's the industry term for food, for the extras. But all the principal people could go to the car at the front of the train and, like, get a cup of coffee and a granola bar or a candy bar. So I kept going up to the front of the thing and, like, stuffing food in my jacket and going through the cars and be like, "Hey, did you guys want a snack or anything? I got granola bars, I got candy bar." So the principal actors, even just somebody like me, like, you got to do stuff to make those people feel comfortable. Long story short, it's all quiet and uncomfortable, and it's like gotten to be like a long time. And you can tell, like, it's about to start happening. Like, someone's going to start talking and get yelled at or whatever. So, a table away from where I'm standing is Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson. And out of nowhere, Terrence Howard just starts singing, "Welcome back." And he just starts singing, and then Taraji starts singing. And then he kind of looks over at me, and then I was like, Your dreams were your ticket out. We're all singing. And then the next thing you know, the whole room is in this impromptu sing-along of the Welcome Back Kotter theme.
That's so funny.
And it was so much fun, man. And it was so cool. And yeah, that was like one of the many highlights. And then the other highlight was after having worked for 3 days with Felicia Rashad, who I grew up watching on The Cosby Show. And in fact, I quit Boy Scouts. I don't know if you remember this. I quit Boy Scouts so that I could watch The Cosby Show on Thursday nights.
Aww.
Because Friday in the lunchroom in the cafeteria every week, if you didn't know what was going on, if you couldn't talk about what was going on Cosby Show, you were like ostracized. You know what I mean? And we didn't have, I mean, we did have a VCR, but we weren't videotaping TV shows.
That wasn't a thing.
There's no DVR. If you didn't see it, you were out.
Yeah.
So I quit Boy Scouts so I could watch Cosby Show, and I loved that show. Anyway, so after working for 3 days with Felicia Rashad, there was one point where we were sitting, like, you know, in a sort of, you know, separated area, and I finally got up the gumption to say something. I was like, hey, Miss Rashad, I just want to let you know it's been a real great honor to work with you, and not only that, but, like, we have a mutual friend. And she has directed a play written by a friend of mine from the Chicago theater community named Paul Oakley Stovall. And so when I told her that, and I was like, and you directed this play, and like, you know, we talked about it, and so we had like a real nice, like, genuine kind of moment out of that. And I was glad that I had saved it until the end, because that's not the kind of thing that you want to like lead off with, like first day, like you're trying to ingratiate yourself to somebody, or so ultimately I finally got that moment because I really wanted to share that with her, you know. And yeah, that was it. It was just really nice, man. Everyone was nice. Andre Royo, the dude who played Bubbles on The Wire and who plays Thirsty on the show, he was really cool to me. All the local people were really cool to me. The makeup people and everybody. It was just a really nice set and really good craft services. The first lunch break was like jerk chicken and rice and beans and greens, and so you know what I mean. Like it was like I was like, dope. This is good. So anyway, so that's the Empire story in a nutshell.
All right, next question from Tanya Burton. Shauna, you gave us your side of the story when you found out that you had a sister, but I'm curious to know how your brothers and mom reacted when they found out about her.
Ooh.